All right, Marwan Bishara is Al Jazeera's senior political analyst. He joins us now live from London. Marwan, let me first get your take on Trump's latest comments that there could be a ceasefire in Gaza within a week. Does this seem like a real possibility to you?
There's a real possibility there will be a ceasefire, whether it's a week or two, remains to be seen, because clearly the Palestinians are not party to this news. There seems to be an Israeli advisor of Netanyahu, drummer, who is in charge of the negotiations, but he's not in Doha, he's in Washington, or going to Washington. So in a sense, you could say that the Americans and the Israelis are discussing the conditions of the ceasefire, not the Palestinians and the Arabs, Egyptians, Qataris, and so on. Which means they want to come to an understanding between Netanyahu and Trump about the way forward. Which also means that, to my mind, it's not so much that Trump is putting pressure on Netanyahu to have a ceasefire, which is, I mean, it could be framed that way, but it's also could be framed in a way that he's helping him climb down the tree, just like he helped him climb down the tree in his war against Iran. Because really, there are no more targets to hit in Gaza. There were no more targets to hit in Gaza probably in the end of October 23. But be that as it may, there are no targets to hit today. All what we're seeing today is one massacre after another. That's why it really does not merit the name ceasefire, because this is not war, and there are no two parties fighting. Trump is helping Netanyahu stop the criminality, the genocide, the war crimes, and the starving of the people in Gaza.
Marwan, you mentioned that Trump was helping Netanyahu climb down the tree, also in relation to what happened in Iran. And I want to pick up that thread with you. Do you think that Prime Minister Netanyahu is feeling any pressure to be more conciliatory to the idea of a ceasefire, because perhaps he's feeling pressure that he owes Donald Trump for the U.S. striking those 3 nuclear facilities in Iran?
Look, it's clear that whatever Trump is going to ask of him, he's going to do. Because unlike Biden, who's been the masochist in chief, this president, Trump, is the sadist in chief. So when it comes to the relationship, he probably wants to get his way. And if he feels after Congo and Rwanda that he wants to do something in Palestine, a ceasefire, as you or whoever else like to call it, then I think it will happen. Again, the question is under what condition? Is it a long pause? What is it? What's the nature of it? If they are still thinking about to link it, according to the Biden original plan, linking a ceasefire to a more regional initiative that involves Arab state normalizing relations with Israel, then this would be something that Netanyahu is very interested in, because this is Netanyahu's own agenda. He wants a ceasefire that allows for the release of more captives, leading to a normalization of relations, leading to early elections. That's his agenda, because he still thinks he merits to be prime minister again, maybe what is that, 6th time or something, despite all his failures, indictments, war criminality, and what have you.
Marwan, I just want to talk to you for a moment about this Haaretz report that we mentioned a few minutes ago, because this Haaretz report, it backs up the reporting that Al Jazeera journalists in Gaza have been telling us since the GHF, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, started its operations. But it's still quite chilling to see this all laid out in black and white, no?
Absolutely. I mean, never have I seen a cliche being or drawn in blood and tears, as I see the cliche of might versus right taking hold in Gaza again and again and again in the most evil of ways, because, you know, we and our colleagues and you know, our viewers, we all lived it. We didn't just watch Gaza. We lived Gaza for 2 years now. We lived the war on hospitals. We lived the war on children. We lived the war on civilians, the war on nurses and engineers and students and what have you, the war on journalists. But it was never like this. Why because there's something about the entire thing accumulating in those scenes of starving people after 2 years of mourning, of losing their loved ones, of losing their homes, their houses, their jobs, their schools, the meaning of life. For them just to end up being starving and being shot at and being humiliated. There's a certain level of evilness in this that I personally haven't watched ever. They are not simply carrying war crimes. They are not simply in violation of laws of war or of international law, as a lot of people like to repeat. Decency and humanity is dying every day in Gaza because of the evil of the most moral army in the world, the least moral army in the world.
All right, that's Marwan Bishara, Al Jazeera's senior political analyst. Thanks so much for joining us, Marwan. It's always great to get your perspective.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.